As talked in my previous video, the only saving grace for the iPhone 15 looks to be the introduction of Dynamic Island. Other than that, there's not much happening with this iPhone. In this video, I wanted to discuss two of the much needed features that would most likely be missing from the iPhone 15. And if you end up liking this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Now the first feature that would be missing is a high refresh rate display. Apple still has no plans to give a smoother display experience to its non-pro user base. This has been further corroborated by well-known display analyst Ross Young. In a recent tweet, Ross shared Apple's future plans for introduction of high refresh rate LTPO panel and under-display camera technology to its iPhones. In the roadmap, the latest we can expect Apple to use an LTPO panel in a non-pro iPhone is with the iPhone 17 in 2025. And I expect this to be further delayed by a year or so, well, due to supply chain issues. Now that leaves us with at least two more iterations of a 60Hz iPhone. In a world where all Android phones have high refresh rate displays, Apple really is lagging behind. The other feature that would be missing is a high resolution camera sensor. The iPhone 15 is still rumored to feature the same 12 megapixel sensor as the iPhone 14, which in turn had a similar sensor as previous non-pro iPhones. Granted, Apple only introduced the higher resolution 48 megapixel sensor last year, but I still feel the non-pro iPhone could use this sensor for better camera shots. Not only that, but Apple could use that higher res sensor to introduce the 2x zoom for the iPhone 15. With this, even though the iPhone 15 would have two sensors, it'll be like having all three lenses, a main sensor, 2x telephoto, and an ultra-wide camera. Apple will eventually do this, but not with the iPhone 15. This will most likely happen with the iPhone 16. Now Apple's game plan is very simple. They introduce one catchy feature every year in their iPhones. This year it was supposed to be just Dynamic Island, but they had to introduce USB-C due to the European Union law. Next year with the iPhone 16, it's going to be a higher res main sensor. In the iPhone 17, it'll be a high refresh rate or a Pro display. With the iPhone 18, I'm not sure what Apple would do. But what do you think? Is there any particular feature you would want to see in the iPhone 15?